somebody ended up calling. It just blew me. It just blew all of me. Like, I'm not gonna fake to you. They just blew all of me. Um. Anyways, we updated my mom, whatever, and my dad. My stepmom, and my mom. They all wanted to be on the phone since I couldn't record the birth. They wanted to be on the phone with birth, but then the way they wanted to do the group call, it wasn't working. And then my sister was trying to call my dad and them back, they wasn't answering. So my mom was basically just there with my Gma, and just saw it. Around 7:28. Oh, I can hiccups or burp, whatever that is. I started pushing. I did not want to, like, cause I was already feeling contractions. I was still pushing the epidural button, but like I always thought, like, once I had to start pushing, couldn't push it no more. So right before she said I had to start pushing, I pushed it like one more last time. I tried to hurry up and sneak that in there. Like, you can't. Sorry, it's already in there. Can't do nothing. And I'm talking to her. You gotta do it. She was like, okay, every contraction, you gotta push. She be like, okay, you're gonna do 3 pushes, 10 seconds each. And then in between, gonna take a deep breath, okay? I was like, all right. We did like 12 of those or something. Like, cause we always had to wait for the contraction. It took us a whole, like, hour. Like, I started pushing at 7:28, and he ain't come until 8:34. So he's pushing for like a good hour, a little bit more than an hour. Yep. And when he came out, he had a slow start. Like, he wasn't breathing, he wasn't moving. Making no sounds or nothing while they was wiping him off. And like, I felt when they put him on me and everything, but like, I was hurting. I was like in pain, cause pushing, oh my god, pushing him out like that head, boy. Oh my god, like. It was like I wanted to keep pushing because it felt like that one big number 2 that you just can't get out, and like, you sometimes just gotta come back to it. And at that time, I just couldn't come back to it. I couldn't come back. I was so upset. Like, that might be a little TMI to you all. But come on now, this whole birthing thing is a TMI. But yeah, so. And I was really like, I can't. I'm literally telling her I can't push. She's like, you have to. She's like, keep going. I'm like, bro, like, I'm crying. I'm crying through the birth because it's so bad. I'm telling you, the whole time I'm there. The whole time I was there, I was crying. Crying. I'm like, it hurt. I'm still feeling the contractions. I'm pushing and it hurt. Pushing hurts, okay? It hurts, okay? It felt like that whole hour, I felt like, at first I felt like he wasn't coming at. I'm like, and then on half of it, it was like he was in the same spot, not moving. She was saying good, and I'm like, I feel like he in the same spot. He not moving. And then like once we got towards the end, she was like, do you want to feel him? I'm like, no. I felt bad that I didn't want to feel him coming out. Like, we see the head, and da. I'm like, I'm trying to get him out. I'll feel him when he come out, but right now I can't. I'm in pain. It hurt. I'm focused on pushing him out. And then she was like, okay, we got the head. She's like, she was like, at first the lady was like, this is your last push. Then the head came out. She was like, okay, I need you to breathe in really deeply and give me the biggest push you can ever give me to get these shoulders out. In my head, I said the shoulders. I said, I know this is going. It made me cry even harder. When I tell you, when I was pushing, I'm talking about, I was like, ooh. I'm talking about, I could not just. She was like, you can't make sound. I was like, forget that. I'm in pain. But yeah, and when them shoulders came out, I felt myself rip, like, or tear. Well, it's not called. I felt myself tear. I don't know what type. I don't know what degree I tore. I just know I did tear because they ended up having to stitch me up. I don't know if anybody knows what that means. Like down there, got a little thing and got the little line that like separates that part and your butthole. Yeah. that line can tear. You have like, if you have a 3rd-degree tear, that means, you know what, that line is no longer there. That is, it's no longer there, because now it's like it's attached. It's all together. I mean, 2nd-degree tear is like when it's kind of like halfway there, and I think the 1st degree was like you tore a little bit. I have no idea. She didn't give me the degree. I don't think I kind of tore that much though, but I did feel tearing. Yeah. So when he came out, they put him on me. They dropped him off, whatever. They was trying to like, they was talking to him like, come on. It wasn't making no sound and everything, and I guess it was trying to like feel him. And I just felt something warm on my chest. I like, it feels so weird. Like, this is not a whole child on me. My sister was supposed to be one that cut the umbilical cord. They ended up doing it because they had to hurry up and go work on him. And then they had to work on me. I was like, I don't know what was coming out. I just know that I was gushing out stuff and they were trying to stop. I'm talking about a lot of nurses came to like work on him, and then half of them was coming to work on me. The doctor that was there, or another doctor or whatever, he was like, you need to do this and this and this because she needs this and this and this. And if that doesn't happen, it's called complicated. I'm like, complicated. I'm like, it's too much going on. Like, I'm worried about myself. Then I'm worried about him. I'm trying to listen. I'm like, he not crying yet. And I'm like, I'm still in pain. They're trying to get stuff out of me to help him. I'm like, oh, they trying to deliver the placenta. They trying to do all this. Trying to make sure I'm stitched up. Trying to stop the gushing. I'm like, hello. And then my mom is on the phone. My sister. My sister's trying to help me. Because she sees I'm crying, because they're like, bro, whatever they was pulling, whatever they was doing down there was still hurting. Like, they was just like, oh, it was like my whole body has had enough of pain for them days. That whole weekend, my body has went through a lot, and it's a lot, okay? It was a lot. And then, so my mom was on the phone. My sister, I guess, kept moving the camera. My mom was talking. I'm like, she was like, so what's going on? I'm like, shut up. I'm like, I'm trying to focus on pain. I can't listen for him, figure out what you're trying to tell my sister, because she kept repeating it. And my sister, I guess, is like trying to make sure I'm okay. But I'm like, answer your mother, please, because I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to listen for him. I can't. It's too much. It's too much. Too much going on. And then she was just like, do you want me to take a picture of him? And he started crying finally. And he got some lungs of him. Even now, okay, he got some lungs of him. And she's like, want me to take a picture? It's like, so my sister gave her the phone, whatever. They weren't done with me. She delivered the placenta. Oh my God, it felt so weird. It was like, I don't know, like, you don't push. At least she didn't tell me to. I guess she kind of just pulled the cord, and I don't know what she did. And the thing kind of just like, it did hurt a little bit, but I also felt slimy. Like, I know some people like to look at the placenta or whatever. I didn't want to. No. I'm not eating the placenta. No. You take it. You do whatever you want with that. I don't want it. I didn't want to see it. Yeah, it's nasty. But yeah, so after that, they stitched me up, and I felt the stitches. Oh my God. My numbness in my legs started to wear off. So not only am I feeling the stitches down there, I'm starting to feel my foot. And there is people holding my legs and holding my feet, whatever. They was putting pressure on my foot. And I'm like, well, since I'm numb, I can't really feel it. No, as soon as I'm starting to feel pain, okay? It hurt. Like, they did like 2 or 3 stitches. That's why I said I don't know what degree or what all that I tore. But yeah. And they're stitching me up, but I'm in pain. I'm still trying not to move. I'm still like pulling myself together. They're gonna say something. Do you want him on you right now? And I said no. I was like I'm in too much pain. I said okay. Another nurse. Wait. So did you want him on? I'm like, no. I'm in pain. Like I don't. And they make me feel bad because I said I didn't want my child on me at that time. But I'm like, I'm already moving like my upper body. I don't want to like move so much that like he end up falling off the bed or something. Like, no, we just got him back alive. We just got him together. I don't need no more other complications. We Focus, focus. You feel me? My sister went over to him or whatever. I was talking to him or whatever. While they was getting me together. And once it was done, they had brought this whole table. I have never seen like we was in the operating room. I was like, it was like so much, but it was so much like, I don't know if they napkins or whatever, but whatever it was a lot of them, like that had blood on them. And I was, I guess, almost close to have a blood transfusion, as much blood as that was. And she was like, right now you gotta make sure you keep up on your water and everything, because you did lose like a lot of blood. She did tell me that yeah, he did have a slow start and all that. So child. It was a lot going on that day. It was. And then they left or whatever. Everybody else left except for my one nurse. And that nurse was actually, I was actually happy I had that nurse. That nurse was actually there the first time when I first got admitted. Because she was like, you'll probably end up delivering before the night shift. And I think the night shift started at, that night shift started at like 7 or 8 or something like that. Yeah, or something like that. I don't know how they shifts work. I just know somebody leave at 7 in the morning, and I think they switch back at 7 or something like that. But I ended up seeing her when I first got admitted, and then she was like really really nice. And then when it came down to like doing like day, she was like, "I'm gonna see you." She was like, "Congratulations, da da da." And then when I saw her, she's like, "You're still here?" I'm like, "I'm glad I got her." She was actually amazing during my delivery, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. She was like, "You got this." She was basically talking me through it. I was just like, I like this. I always wanted somebody that was gonna talk me through it. I was actually gonna ask somebody to do that but I had her at the beginning. Shoot, I already knew it was up. So yeah, so that's how that went. And then they moved me. It was like 8 or whatever. So my sister had left. Went to go get us food because I could finally eat. And when I say I was starving, My stomach felt so empty. It felt so empty. Oh my God. It was like there's nothing in there no more. Oh my God. And my belly like was hurting. My stomach was hurting, but it was just like, you're empty. Oh my God. But no. They ended up moving me to postpartum room at like 10 or something like that. And I was waiting for my sister. They was giving me medicine. Yeah, she was telling me like what I had to do like to clean myself and all that stuff. She was telling me like what I had to do for him, like to get like the boogers and stuff out, or to like if he started to choke. I don't know if it was like saliva or something like that. These little booger sucker things. It's like he may not like it, but I'm like, oh, little stinker. And they kept pushing. I guess like once you deliver, they gotta make sure that your uterus is gonna go back down to the same size, or it shifts down to be in the right place to go down to the right size. So she's basically like this is my. We just gonna say this is my stomach. This is like where I guess the uterus supposed to go down or whatever. You got the little whatever he came out of, whatever, all that. You know I'm going. I'm trying not to be like all out there. She just kept digging in my stomach, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, we're trying to like make sure that it's in the right place, that it's moving down, so it can shrink back to the same size, like as your body gets better, whatever. Every 15 minutes. Oh my God, every 15 minutes. She said I'd come back in 15 minutes. It was like 15 or 30 minutes, and I'm like, that hurts. I mean, she did at least like 3 pushes, but that hurt. Like, it needs to be one. You need to keep pushing for a good hour. Like, it really did hurt. And like the Monday night, because y'all was there for a whole nother night. Monday night, I got him circumcised. My sister left to go get me some food. And while he was gone, I was like, the nurse like, you catch up on some sleep. I said, say no more. I was like, I know I've been asleep half the time, but I'm still bed rested because of my foot or whatever. I'm like, okay. You feel me? So I went to sleep or whatever, and I'm asleep, but as I'm trying to sleep or whatever, I get this sharp pain in my stomach. I'm talking about it hurts so bad. I started crying again. I mean, it made me want to lose my mind. I didn't even have, like, my mind wasn't like, I knew I wanted to press the nurse button. I was in so much pain that my hands just never got there. Like, I was moving, I was just crying. I was, oh my God. Like, it took me a good 5 minutes to actually get myself enough energy to actually pick up that remote and that thing scared me. Oh my God. And push the nurse button. And I'm just like, and she was like, yes. I'm like, you tell my nurse I'm in a lot of pain and like I can't deal with it right now. And she's like, okay, I'll tell her. She took like 20 minutes to come back. I mean, I understand that she was dealing with my son, but I'm supposed to, I had two nurses. I had two nurses that came back. They switched off kind of, or they'll both come in. One would do my vital signs or whatever, and like one would do a little push thing by, make sure I was like not in pain or whatever, and try to give me my medicine or whatever the case is. Or they'll have a whole lot of other nurses come in. I won't say a whole lot of other. No, there still was a lot of nurses that kept coming in. Any other person could have gave me medicine, could check me. As soon as she came in, she's like, how would you rate it? 11, 12, 13. It's above 10 right now, okay? I mean, I'm talking, she came in, tears, eyes red, puffy, everything. I'm like, ain't nothing you can do. And it was like, I'll go get you some medicine and I'll go get you some ice and everything for you. And then I'll come back a little bit later to see if it's better. And in my head, I'm like, this medicine better work, because if it doesn't, I'm going to have a fit. Everybody is then like, I don't even care about the mouth. I don't care about the attitude, because I'm like, how do you not know how to help me? You supposed to be the doctor. I mean, nursing training or whatever you want to call it, I feel like. But I don't know how to diagnose myself yet. So I'm going to need for y'all to help me. Like, I ain't never been through this. Help us out. And I was mad because I just like, I mean, since my phone had broke or whatever, I keep using like the hospital phone to call my sister, my mom. And I'm calling my sister not answering. I'm calling my mom, like where she at? She's like, she's grabbing the food. And then she has to come back. I'm like, why she come back to drop off my food? I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, so then she's like, just call her mom again. She should be like picking it up, because I just got the phone. I was like, okay. So I call her. I'm like, okay, so you know how long it's gonna be? Cause he needs to eat. And I'm like in too much pain right now to even. I'm like, are you gonna be more than 10 minutes? She was like, most definitely. Then I called her back like 10 minutes later. It was like, did you grab my food? She was like, I'm straightening it up. Like, the nurse you need fixing stuff. Like, he's not gonna be in the nursing for that long. What do you mean? He's sleeping in my room. He's sleeping in my room. He's not gonna be. Oh, right now I'm not in my room. I'm in a nursery. But he's sleeping in the bassinet in my room. So what is? I was highly irritated. I was like, you know what? I was like, never mind. I was really irritated. I was in pain, and I am like, I'm pumped. I tried to pump while I was there, but my milk wasn't coming. My milk wasn't really coming in, and then when it did come in, I was trying to do the drop method, and it wasn't working. I was like, I don't know how to do this, so I was just like, go ahead and give him the bottle. Go ahead with formula or whatever you're gonna do, is go ahead and give it to him. So yeah, so we just ended up doing that until I got home. I mean, even when I got home, because I had to wait for it to come, and I had to wait for my pump. But yeah, so my legs were still hurting. My job to still keep getting up to make sure. I had to keep like getting up to change him, to pick him up, because the way that the bed was set up, and the distance and stuff, the way that his little bed box would, whatever you want to call that thing that they put him in, it was hard for me to pick him up from the bed, so I had to keep getting up and everything. I was irritated. I was in pain. After you deliver, it does hurt. Like using the bathroom. When I first did it, they didn't do it all the time. They may not actually. If you are expecting or whatever, and you go through postpartum, they may not do this for you, but I know they did it for me. I don't know if it was just because of my leg, but she was in the bathroom with me when I was using the bathroom. Like, she was like, it might feel awkward. She was like, I know it feels awkward for somebody being here while using the bathroom. And I was like, it really do. I'm like, I mean, they're not gonna sit there and stare at you. I mean, they preparing all the stuff that you're gonna need for like your postpartum stuff, like, and what you're about to use, so they can tell you like, you need to use this, and this is gonna help you. You feel me? And she was basically telling me like different stuff in the bathroom that I can use or whatever, whenever I was feeling like in pain or whatever, bruh. And I'm like, it's burned, like, it hurts to pee. It was stinging. I'm like, no. At that time, I didn't want to pee no more. I'm like, what is this? And before you can leave the hospital, you and your child have to make one bowel movement before you leave. I almost couldn't leave because I was trying at first, and they give you stool softener pills or whatever, so it'll be easier since you had just delivered, so make it like softer or whatever. I don't care what you say. It was still hurting, and I had felt like, no. I felt when I first started pushing, and it started hurt. I said, nope. I got myself up, and nope. Yep, I got myself together, and I just know. She was like, you have to. I'm like, bruh. Oh, you're not gonna like the postpartum thing, and I'm not gonna even say it gets better, because still, I mean, they still give you like stool softener to take home with you. I ended up getting Tylenol and Motrin to take home with me too, for the pain for my foot and for like cramps and stuff. I'm basic. I mean, if you really think about it, I'm still on my period now, and they give you these. They give you their own like pads or whatever. But it's been like a whole 2 weeks. I'm like, how long is it supposed to last? And when I got home, I started feeling pain, like bad cramps, and then I do a 1 week checkup for my blood pressure, and they were just like, you gotta double up on your medicine. I'm like, so yeah. And I went to the foot doctor yesterday, and I got two. I don't know if they didn't spot it, or if like she just whatever they got at the place I went to yesterday. She had me doing all types of different positions. Like the lady, I think she's wanted to hurry up because she knows I was pregnant and everything. I was finna like do labor with her, so she had to double up on everything. Like the little things that they cover you up with, she had to put double on me. And he already heavy enough whenever I'm laying on my back, and she put triple the weight or whatever you want to call it. Bro, I was mad, but she only did like, I feel like she only did like half my foot. But when I went to the doctor yesterday, it was like she was a photographer. She kept angling all types of different ways. She had me moving like, step on this, can you step on the stairs, can you turn it like this? I'm like, they didn't do that there. But now I got 2 fractures in this foot. 2. And the only reason I didn't have her scan my left foot when I was at the hospital, but it started to swell after I went home, and just never stopped. And it was like, it sprained. I'm just like, great. So yeah, so we going through it, but yeah, Kingston Good, that's his name. If anybody didn't know, his name is Kingston. Call him King for short. My whole family got other different nicknames for him. But most of my family just call him King, and he was born 6 pounds 13 ounces. He ended up dropping weight. He dropped 10 ounces in 4 days. So we had to like try to feed him more a little bit. We had to like try to actually start waking him up and feeding him. and stuff, and he just gained like back 5 within 2 days, so that was good. Yeah, he cried a lot. His days and nights is mixed up, so it's like he sleep all day, and then during the night he's just crying like all night. I'm like, now I'm trying to sleep. Now I gotta mix up my days, and it's like I can't mix up my days because I got school in the morning. Ugly, but yeah. So we working. But that was my labor and delivery. Yeah, I think that's about it. So the pain I went through, all the stress I went through, all of that, I was in labor for it. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. It was like around like 6:30 when they started to induce me. So 6:30 a.m. on Saturday to 7:28. So like 30 something hours, I think. Yeah, 30 something hours. Y'all do the math. Shoot, I don't got time. Actually, I'm just lazy. I really don't feel like calculating all that. I just know it was a long labor, and it was a painful labor, stressful delivery, and all that. But he here, he cute, and I still love him even though he cries during the night and doesn't let me sleep. But yeah, this your video, and hope you like it or whatever. So